Today we have a little mini lesson for you on absolute value. You should have covered absolute value in 6th grade, but in case you forgot or you need a reminder, we're going to do just a little lesson together right now. So our objective today is I can define and use absolute value. So you have a DIN here. It says plot and label the following numbers on the number line below. So you have A is 7, B is -3, C is -10, D is 0, E is 6. And all it wants you to do is on the number line right where they are. So if A is 7, I can count that that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this point is A. So just take a minute, pause the video, and fill in letters B, C, D, and E. So you should have filled in the other 4 points by now. If you haven't, pause the video, do it now. But we have point B is at -3, so here's 0, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3 to the right. Here's B. C is at -10. Ooh, my pen's doing weird things again. So C is at -10, D is at 0, and E is at 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's E. So we have a preview question. How would you interpret the value of -10? So I want you to kind of think about what we've learned about additive inverses and what it means to be an opposite of a number and how that applies to being negative. I'm not going to tell you the answer here. I want to see what you write. So in this box, you're going to write your own answer. So you can switch to typing and type right in. But I'm going to leave that to you. And we're going to move on to the notes, and my keyboard keeps popping up. So from the review question above, how far are each of the numbers from 0? Remember, distance can only be positive. So if I look back up here, we see that A is at 7 if you count the spaces. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A is 7 spaces away. B is, let's pick a different color, 1, 2, 3 spaces away. So take a minute, pause the video, and figure out the distances for C, D, and E. So again, the expectation right now is you're pausing the video and filling in for C, D, and E on your own. Okay, so you should have completed C, D, and E, figured out those distances. I'm going to fill it in for you. C is 10 away at -10. D is 0 away, and E is 6 away. So now we have here a definition. This positive distance is known as the absolute value of a number. It is very important in science and other areas. It is given a special symbol and is easy to understand. So the symbol we're going to be using for absolute value that you should have seen before is you're going to put these straight lines around a number. My computer's freaking out again. So when you put those straight lines around a number, that's going to show that you're looking for the absolute value. So here we have the absolute value of a number. If A is any rational number, so you can pick a number, whatever number you want to put for A when you're thinking about this. So if you want to think of A as 4, then every time you see A, think of 4. You can put any number where you see A. So if A is any rational number, then the absolute value of A represents its absolute value, which is its distance. Let me change to writing, distance away from 0. So everything we're doing is distance away from 0. So it's going to be positive. Distance is always positive. You can't run negative a mile. You can only run a mile. So it says give what each of the following expressions is equal to. So we have the absolute value of -12. So how far away is -12 from 0? Well, it's 12 away. The next one, absolute value of -4. How far away is -4 from 0? It's 4 away. And then the last one, the absolute value of 105, that's still 125 away. So something that we need to make a note here, absolute value is always positive. It's not the opposite, so you're not going to flip back and forth. The absolute value of -12 is 12, but the absolute value of +12 is also +12. It's always going to be positive. So for this next activity, It says rewrite each using the absolute value, then fill in each circle below with a greater than, less than, or equal to sign to make the statement true. The first one is done for you as an example. So here they did the absolute value of 10, the absolute value of negative 15. 10 is less than 15. This next one, we have the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2. And we know that 6 is greater than 2. So pause the video and try C and D on your own. So right now you're pausing the video, you're going to try C and D on your own. Okay, so you should have done C and D on your own right now. We have the absolute value of negative 8 is 8, and the absolute value of positive 8 is also 8. So these are equal. The absolute value of negative 25 is 25, and the absolute value of positive 20 is 20. So we have 25 is greater than 20, so the absolute value of negative 25 is greater than the absolute value of 20. So what you're going to do to finish out this lesson is you're going to complete this practice on your own. So I'm not doing these practice problems with you. You should be pretty good at them. We just did a bunch together. And then you're going to do your exit ticket. So now you're going to have to calculate the absolute value and then do an operation. So this first one's adding, then we have multiplying and subtracting. Value, substitute those in, and then add them, multiply, or subtract them. When you're done with that, you have to do your self-reflection. So you can do it or you need help. Check one of those boxes. And if for some reason you want extra practice or you're still confused, there's a video here from eMath Instruction. And then there's even the worksheets from eMath Instruction where you can see we got some of the problems from. So if you want any extra practice, that's there. But all you need to do for the rest of today is this practice, this exit ticket, and this self-reflection.